He's asking for your vote again. But has he earned it? Chief Political Correspondent Emma Withrow has his political report card.
Congressman Ralph Norman is a native South Carolinian. He grew up in Rock Hill and takes pride in representing his hometown. But politics weren't always one of Norman's career goals. Throughout most of his life, he worked in his father's construction business.
And I'm from the private sector. I'm lucky because I ran a business. I know what money means. And politicians think the money is theirs, and it's not theirs.
Norman served in the South Carolina House for 8 years, but took a short break to run for Congress in 2006.
I'm running against a 24-year incumbent who parades as a conservative, yet goes to Washington, votes in a liberal manner.
He lost that race against the longtime incumbent, John Spratt, but now he's going on his 5th year in Congress after winning a special election in 2017.
All I can say is, wow.
South Carolina's 5th district seat had opened out because Donald Trump had appointed Congressman Mick Mulvaney to a cabinet position.
I want somebody that's strong, but I want somebody that thinks like I do. It's my vision.
Once the vacancy was announced, Norman swiftly resigned from the South Carolina House and started his second campaign for Congress. He won the Republican nomination by a slim 221 votes and then won the general election with 51% of the vote. Even though he's only been in the House of Representatives for 2 terms.
And that you will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office on which you are about to enter, so help you God.
He's already ranked most politically conservative compared to the rest of the members, according to GovTrack.
We're here to protect and defend a country, a republic that is on the verge of going socialistic, and it starts with a Marxist theory.
But despite his strong stance on divisive issues, Norman sponsored almost 120 bills written by Democrats in the last 2 Congresses.
Everything starts with a conversation. And I talked to a lot of them that even though we're apart in our views and the way we vote, you know, you ought to talk to everybody.
Since the beginning of his political career, Norman's promised the voters transparency and consistency.
I'm a true fiscal conservative. I voted that way, and I will be that way in Washington, D.C.
But has he kept that promise?
If the public sees fit to put the Republicans in, we got to produce. We've got to have common sense legislation that balances a budget, that gets us our military strong, puts money where it should be, not for frivolous things.
Norman's job isn't just in Washington, D.C., though. He says his constituents in District 5 always come first.
If it's a concern for the constituents, it's my concern.
But does he address his constituents' concerns on a regular basis, or just when election season comes around?
The great part about Congress is you can do a lot of things. People don't realize the passports we help with, the DD-214s, the Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, that people have issues that we get involved with. I make probably 20 calls a week, just out of the blue. I tell all my staff, if you think somebody would appreciate a phone call from me, let me know the number. I'll call them. And I do. I learn a lot from that.
Norman sits on the Oversight and Reform Committee.
The Oversight Committee is to basically enforce the rule of law.
They got 10 people trying to stop us.
After the Capitol was attacked by rioters on January 6th, Norman disagreed with the way the investigation on the assault was handled.
Let's have an investigation now. They're dragging it out into a national spectacle when we ought to be handling it in oversight.
Going forward with the January 6th commission, why did you decide to vote against that commission?
Because they shouldn't even, they're politicizing it. What Ms. Pelosi has decided is that she wants to keep the focus on Trump. In other words, you always insurrection, overthrow the government. Well, they disrupted our proceedings, but we went back at 1 o'clock that night. There was no overthrow, overthrowing of a government.
Congressman Ralph Norman has already announced his plans to run for re-election. He is in favor of term limits and has a bill in the works with 70 co-sponsors. So if he wins this next election, it would be his last term in Congress under the premise of his own legislation. I asked Congressman Norman a question. What grade would you give yourself for your performance in Congress over the last year? He said, although some people might give him an F, he gives himself an A+. Next week, I'll be reviewing Charlotte's Congresswoman Alma Adams, who's iconic for her hats and longevity in public service. With your political report cards in the studio, I'm Emma Withrow, Fox 46.